Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike here at Game from Scratch. And today we have another humble bundle of interest for game developers. What can I say? It rains, it pours, and then we have a drought for several months. Right now, it's rainy season. But I got to admit, this one is a little different. Now, I've vowed to say anytime there is a humble bundle of interest for game developers, I'm going to buy it, let you know what you're going to get. And there's no exception for the Make Games, Play Games by Raspberry Pi bundle. But part of this bundle is, well, it's free. So that's why I'm a little confused by it. Truth of the matter is, you're basically getting this one for 4 books. If 4 books in there look valuable to you, the whole bundle makes sense. It's cheap enough that you're kind of paying the cost of those books alone. But this one is a collection of books, magazines, around the concept of game development and Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is a constrained, minimalistic hardware. It's normally quite small, really hobbyist community around it. A lot of game dev amateur stuff built around the concept. And this bundle, well, it's a collection of books, magazines, etc. about Raspberry Pi and game development. So let's jump in, take a look, and then I'll show you where you can get the free parts of this bundle yourself. So if you're not interested, at least I'll show you where you can go download some pretty decent game magazines. So at the $1 tier, what we get is the Mad Pi Essentials Make Games with Python. That is one of the 4 books I say. If you're interested, that's the reason why you would probably buy this bundle. On top of that, you get Wireframe Magazine, which is actually a decent magazine. Just launched, I think it was last year. I got a couple of the print versions. It was all right. It's got some game development topics in there, or some code examples or postmortems of how games were created, etc. So what you're getting here is 3 books on it, 3 magazines, sorry, on it, and then you're getting 4 custom PC magazines. Now, those are not free, as we will see in a second, but all of the Wireframe stuff, you can get it yourself. So the star here at the $1 tier is Make Games with Python. Create your own entertainment with Raspberry Pi. Okay, so that is the $1 tier. We jump up to the what is that, $7.50 or $8 US tier, and here you're going to get $15 off selected subscriptions. We'll get back to that in a second, and then the next book in the series. Again, each tier basically has a book in it that is of interest. So next one we got is the Retro Gaming with Raspberry Pi book. It's 164 games of video game projects, obviously around retro gaming and Raspberry Pi hardware. Then we get a couple more copies of Wireframe magazine. See here, we've got 4 more, and then 4 more of Custom PC magazine. And then we jump up to the next tier, the $19.52 Canadian tier, which I think we can call $15 US. Our dollar hasn't done that bad. We see here a 20% discount code, again, off of their stuff, anything in their store. The next books, these 2 are, again, probably what you would buy the bundle over. Code the Classics Volume 1 and build your own first-person shooter in Unity. Unity can target Raspberry Pi, by the way, if you're wondering what the theme is there. And then we've got 5 more episodes of Wireframe and 4 more episodes of Custom PC. So that is this collection. If you don't know how Humble Bundles work, I can normally do this at the beginning. It's a collection of stuff, in this case, books and magazines around the concept of Raspberry Pi. You can buy a dollar value tier. If you buy that tier, you get all of the tiers below it. So if I buy this tier, for example, I get everything in this tier as well. You decide how your money is allocated between charity, Humble, the publisher, and if you do, thank you so much if you choose to support Game from Scratch. All right, so that is it out of the way. Now let's get into some of the weirdness on this particular bundle. We'll see over here, as I mentioned earlier on, Wireframe Magazine is a magazine about game development / indie games. It's a solid read. I actually, if nothing else from this video, you maybe discovered Wireframe, which is kind of cool. But you'll also notice here you can free download almost every single book or magazine we just talked about. Actually, I shouldn't say almost. Basically, every copy of Wireframe ever made, you can get it via free download. So come down automatically. There it is. It's a good quality magazine for sure. It's just interesting that the PDF versions that are in this bundle are actually all available free. Now, the other magazine, Custom PC, to be honest, I'm a 100% laptop guy. I don't build my own stuff anymore. It's not my scene by any means. But what you'll notice here is this one is not free. So you are getting all kinds of issues of Custom PC. No idea if it is a good magazine. I'm assuming it's a similar quality to Wireframe. It's the same publisher, same people. And it's also ultimately going to support Raspberry Pi, which is probably an organization many of you can get behind. But as you can see here, it is not free. So all of those custom PCs that you're getting in this bundle, well, not directly related to game development in any way, shape, or form, they are at least not bundling something that you can get for free yourself. And then, as always, I buy these things, let you know what you're going to get. So here's what you're going to get. So you've got, all PDFs. So basically, PDF, 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 and it just kind of keeps going. So all of the books that you're talking about, they're available here in PDF. The nice thing here, again, I cover this every time I talk about Humble Bundles. This stuff is all available on their server, so you can use them as a library of sorts. So here, for example, is a 15 megabyte download. Let's go ahead and grab it, and it's here. So that is the nice thing. You basically just leave this on their servers, download it as you need. May not be what Humble wants me to say to you, but you can use them as your online library. You can download this stuff as much as you want. So all these magazines are available in PDF format here. All the books are available in PDF form, and generally, I imagine that's what a lot of you are going to be most interested in, is these 4 books. So that is what you get if you're buying the whole collection. You're getting 4 books: Retro Gaming, Make Games with Python, Clone Classics, and I think that's the wrong one. I'll build your own first-person shooter with Unity. Okay, and that one is definitely a little bit out of place. We'll go take a look at. Oh my God, I don't have a PDF installed yet. We'll go take a look at one of these books. Here you can see kind of table of contents or quality of what you're looking at. Yeah, so not really a whole lot to say here. These are the people that contributed to it. Table of content. So you're seeing here breakdowns of various different kind of games, how you code each individual one. I'm be interested in seeing actually what they're using to do the coding. So let's just jump forward, take a look. So you got a little bit of the history of each game. Oh, there we go. We got some code. Yep, Python. So in this particular book, they are showing it in Python. The other one was showing it in Python as well. So that is what you're dealing with. It kind of runs through a number of different classic games. Again, a bit of the history of those games and shows you how to program them. It does appear that these ones are also using the Pygame library. So the one is using Unity. 2 of them seem to be using Python. So you're getting ultimately, you're picking this bundle up. I just want you to be aware right up front, 100% disclosure. All these wireframes you can download for free elsewhere. I will throw the link to download the wireframes magazines for free if you want to do that yourself. So really, you're in this for that book right there, the custom PC magazine covers, that book right there, that book right there, and that book right there. So if those 4 books sound of value to you, any one of those books would justify the whole bundle. But otherwise, it's a collection of custom PC magazines and a bunch of wireframe magazines, which again, I recommend reading 100% for sure, but you can get those for free. So I will link to the free copy. So even if you're not interested in this particular bundle, hopefully those magazines are of interest to you. Maybe you didn't know that wireframe existed. It's the closest thing that we have to Game Developer Magazine these days. It's not Game Developer Magazine, unfortunately. And I love Game Developer Magazine, but it's the closest thing we've got these days. So there's a little bit in there about coding. There's a little bit in there about games, a little bit in there about game developers. It's an interesting read. And if nothing else from this video, check that out. And otherwise, it gives you the opportunity to pick up 4 books on programming and to support the Raspberry Pi people. Also, once you go back to the purchases, you will also notice at the very top, you get a 15% off Wireframe magazine subscription. That is physical print, I believe, and 50% off custom PC at the 1 tier. And then you also get a 20% off the entire store coupon. Actually, I guess you all have it right there. The redemption code is written there on screen. So anyways, yeah, that is the bundle. Let me know what you think of it in general. If you have any questions about the other books or the magazines or anything you're getting there. Or again, if not, if anything, just go check out Wireframe magazine. You can download it for free. It's pretty good. All right, that's it. Let me know what you think. Talk to you all later, and goodbye.